And as you can see, like I've changed around the direction of my room for those who pay attention. Um, I want to say thank you guys so much for waiting on me patiently to come back. So hi, I'm Ticia. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your love and support. Guys, my camera is moving and I am not touching where my camera is at. Or maybe it's the fan that's moving it. Let's see. Yeah, it's the fan that's moving it. Okay, so I'm gonna fix that. Give me a second. You're not. Whew. I have been gone for a long while, guys. Very, very long time. So, today's video, I want to first of all say check up on your friends, okay? The friend that is always hyper, is always in the best of moods, posting the best of photos on social media. That's the friend I am talking about. That's the friend I'm talking about. Check up on that friend.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make.
Thank you. Alright. So let's get into it. I'm very personal on here for some unknown reason. And that's because, I try to think of people that are going to be watching my videos as friends, family, or, younger brothers or younger sisters. Even older ones, because sometimes old people can learn from we young people. Can learn a few things. So I try to think of this, my YouTube channel space, as a safe place. So from the title of the video, which should talk about what I'm going to say, you would know that I am talking about law school, university, and why I almost dropped out. Yeah. So I currently attend the University of the West Indies, pursuing my LLB, that's my bachelor's in law. And if you know about it, the law degree is one of the most expensive degrees in Jamaica. It's not as expensive as medicine. It's like 10,000 US dollars per semester. You have to take into consideration the fact that prior to this COVID and going to school from home, we were going to school for the commuting students. We were paying transportation, buying lunch on campus, printing assignments, and stuff like that. So, in and of itself, the tuition is expensive, and to go to school at UWI, living where I live, it is expensive. But I didn't think it was going to be that expensive. Yeah, I didn't. A few family members. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So beginning. When I was going to high school, I never wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a doctor or a nurse, because one of my favorite aunts at the time was a nurse, and I looked up to her. I went to the same high school that she went to, and I really just wanted to be like her, and I wanted to be a nurse. At one time I wanted to be a pilot, but that was very early on. But I wanted to be a nurse. But as I got older, I realized that I was not fond of the idea of blood and going to the hospital. Anybody who knows me personally, especially like my mom and stuff, they know how much I hate going to the hospital. the hospital is very depressing for me because I hate seeing people and not being able to help them. So I don't do hospitals. I try my best not to go around old people who are leaving. You know, when old people get to a certain age, you know, they have lived their 10, and anytime now God can call them home. I try not to go around old people like that because it don't really sit well with me. So skip that. That's why I didn't do the nursing thing. So going through high school, I had a very terrible high school, by the way. First form, deaf, D's, E's and F's. Mind you, I graduated primary school very nice, and you know, second form, deaf. Third form was really the turnaround year for me.
And it's turning around. This is the good news.
In high school, because but third form I started performing, fourth form okay, and then fifth form I ended up doing my CSEC, passing them all. The only low grade I have.
Me pray every time I feel can't do no different. One day I have to win, that's why I'ma try again.
And going through fifth form, I did not want to be a lawyer. I was always speaking on behalf of people, and yeah. So for fifth form, I was block president, and I run for student council representative? No, I didn't. I was student council something representative in like a lower six, but in fifth form I didn't. But I was always talking on behalf of people, and people thought that was what I wanted to do, but no. I was pursuing business subjects. I wanted to be an accountant at this time. Fourth form, I know that they say the teacher has nothing to do with the learning process. That is a lie. If the teacher cannot teach but has a teaching degree or has a degree in a particular area that allows them to be able or licensed to teach, that doesn't mean they're a teacher. Cool? Alright. Because me did have one teacher, I'm never learn zinc. But anyways, at that point in my life, I decided that I no longer want to do accounting because I don't understand it, I'm not getting it. I left it alone. But I still did very well at accounting and POB and them. Something there. Ended up getting 2 in accounting and a 1 in POB and 2 in office admin. So I was good at that. And finished fifth form, said I'm gonna do that. Sixth form now, my dad says to me, you have to pick one thing and I will help you with that one thing. So I was like, alright, make a be one lawyer. For some reason I decided to want to be a lawyer. And I really loved the law, Cape Law. Enjoy myself. First year going to UA, I tragically took a student loan. Things happened and my student loan ended up not getting paid because for some reason, when you go to student loan and they profile your family, I applied for the regular student loan, so you expect to do it, finish school and then pay it at the end. That's not the loan I was approved for. I was approved for a pay as you study loan. Mind you, I wasn't working. My father is the one that works, and my guarantor is more or less somebody popular. So they believed that I would be able to pay as I study because of my parents' financial background. What a mistake on their behalf. So going through UA, expecting that, you know, not thinking about student loan because that is paying it. Life happening, and the summer of me ending first year, my dad told me that my student loan is behind, blah 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 blah. So I was hit with that. So part of the money that I was working had to be diverted to my student loan. Came, I was going through school still, paid my tuition and everything, and then I became extremely depressed. The not being able to attain the grades that I wanted, not being able to see what was happening. Like, I was just going to school, and I ended up staying home some days because of my depression, and that led to me again failing a course. So I failed one course in first year. That hit me hard. Failed another course in second year. And when I failed that second course in second year, I was like, I can't do this. I can't be going to school, pursuing this degree in this area that I love, and I'm not getting the grades that I wanted from it. So I sat down with my father and I was like, I'm gonna take a break from school. I'm gonna apply for a leave of absence, work and save some money, and then go back at it. And I have the time, because even though you said if I chose one thing that I wanted to do, you would be there, that's not what's happening. Some people would consider me a selfish person to think that I should get certain things from my parents, but I had to come to the realization that my parents have other kids that are also going through school, and getting through high school with their help, for me at this point, is enough. And to pursue this part of my dream, or this aspect of my dream, is on me. So there's nothing wrong with me working and financing it on my own, though it's a lot for a 20-year-old who does not have like a flowing stream of income like others. It's my life, it's where I'm at, and it's what I'm accepting. So I was really like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break from school and get a job, because I can't pay for this, you can't pay for this. I'm not making the grades that I want, so I can't even apply for a scholarship. So if I continue this, we're going to be drowning in debt, and I cannot guarantee that I'm going to be in the mental space to get what needs to be done. So, and as Caribbean people, they are the most ununderstanding, if that is even a word, people ever when it comes down to mental health. Old school Caribbean people treat mental health like children are stubborn, selfish, thinking about themselves. That's how they treat mental health. I'm not saying everybody, but not just my parents, but other people that I know, that's how they treat mental health. But because I know that my mental health, my zen, my peace, my joy, my comfort is going at a pace that I can manage, knowing that certain things are in place, I will say, okay, I really don't care what anybody wants to say. Because when I decided not to go to school, I had a particular family member who was like, she has stopped school, she's not going back. She's gonna start working, life is gonna catch up on her, she's gonna want to have a child, she's gonna want to buy a car, she's gonna want to do this, she's gonna want to do that. And they were basically like, yeah man, she has stopped going to school now. And that's what my father was thinking about. He was thinking about, yo, that man really now go done. And that was a burden, but I still decided to not go. I applied for my leave of absence and everything, and I stopped going to school. I felt even more depressed after that, because you're in all the school groups, the end of term work is coming, exams are coming up, people are studying, And around the exam time, you feel purposeless even though you're going to work. And then Corona hit right after I decided to stop going to school. And I was like, no, but God, you couldn't give me a heads up. You know, maybe I would have tugged it out a little bit. Well, no, it would have been worse because, yeah. So God knew what he was doing. And that break was okay. I honestly wanted not to go back to school. I started working, and the job that I was doing was pretty good. And I felt like if I kept on doing that job, I would have had a lot of money to do a lot of things. But God sends you destiny helpers sometimes, and they whisper in your ear gently, not telling you what to do, but encouraging your spirit. And my destiny helpers are like, aren't you going back to school? What are you doing? The semester is over. It's time for you to pick back up. You took a break. The break is over. What are you doing? And I was telling them that I don't want to go back to school. And they're like, but you know, there's a time period for you to be on a leave of absence. The longer you push it off, the more you don't want to do it. You know, the whisperings. And I was like, all right, I can afford it. So let's do this. I can afford it more or less. I'm still not rich, guys. I'm not by any means rich. So I was like, all right, we are going to face it. We are going to pay as much of the tuition as we can pay, and then we're going to ask for help from good people who you know will help, and we'll see what happens. And we are going to try and be as stress-free as possible so as not to fail another subject, another course. So I decided, all right, I'm going back, putting my heart and my head into it. Where am I now? I am back, enrolled, tuition is paid, this semester's tuition. I've attended a few classes, but I am far from ready to sit an exam, which I have in 9 days. Yeah, I have an exam in 9 days, and if I were to get that exam tomorrow, I would fail, because of the fact that isolation is not very good for me. These 2 weeks of quarantine that the Jamaican government is imposing is good for seeing if COVID will manifest, but it is not good for your mental health, being trapped at home. And I feel like I'm on house arrest, which I am, and it's not very safe. I can say that much. It's not very safe for my brain. I have tried to study several times, failed attempts, but nonetheless I am pushing and I am pressing, because you have to know what you want, and you have to believe that you can achieve it, and you have to make sacrifices. So even though this 2 weeks is not really working out for me, I probably just have to open my grill and go outside and take in some fresh air and then come back inside. But I don't like this. I can understand why the tourists are running up and down, and the Jamaicans that have returned home are running up and down and hiding from the cops and the government, because I don't feel good. 7 days and I'm out of here. But yeah, so yeah. Alright guys. Whew, that was a mouthful, right? It was a lot. But yeah, that's my story on how I dropped out of my law degree program, basically.